覚悟してろよ。行くぜ。
Welcome to World Breaker Coo's Reviews. I'm your host, World Breaker Coo, and today we are reviewing Marvel Legends Bishop and Marvel Legends Omega Red. So here we are, looking at two fantastic looking Marvel Legends, if I do say so myself. Although one's on a bit of an older body that I don't really care that much for, but it does what it should do, or can do. So let's start off first with Bishop. Okay, Bishop is a time-traveling mutant. He's from the future, or one of the X-Men alternate futures. He has the M. He was in like some type of like corporation. I forget the name of it off the top of my head right now, as much as I've watched it. He's got a nice little mullet. He's a very cool character. He uses a lot of guns, even though his mutant power is to absorb energy. But it's one of those things that, like, well, if your mutant power is all about redirecting other people's powers, you better have a gun. So they did a good job with giving this man a gun. So that way he does have something to do besides just time travel and take other people's powers and shoot them back. So there's that. He looks cool. I like the scarf it comes with. I do like the gun holster. Very well done. Would like to see some paint on there, but you know, it's a Marvel Legend, so it's to be expected. The little sleeves stay on for the most part on the side. I like the X logo. The line work is pretty darn clean. The boots are pretty standard, but you've seen this body before. This is the body that's from the Sentry. So as you can see, while I'm taking my handy dandy Sentry out, it's the same body. Same body mode. So that is a bit unfortunate. But they give so many accessories you can't really complain too much. Luke Cage is on the same body as well. And one of the first things I thought when I got this figure was, what happens if I switch the heads on these two? And of course, you know, because you're watching my channel, I'm going to show you. That doesn't look bad. So if you had like an extra Luke Cage head and you could put an M on there, man, you would have his alternate look for this costume too, which is not too bad. And if you really, you know, are feeling froggy and want to have a Luke Cage back in the 80s, you know, with the jerry curl, here we go. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, I'm done with that. But I think that a lot of people aren't going to get that reference. But if you do get that reference, please put something in the comments. I'm a nut, but a lovable nut. Okay. Let's look at the gun. The gun itself, very nicely done. Wish he would have come with more than one gun. I'm going to try to see if I can get some paint on this thing to flesh it out even more, because it's a really nice gun. I like that he's got shotty, you know. It fits really well in the holster too. Let me make sure I'm putting it the right way. Well, that's the wrong way, I think. That one really fell down. I think you have to put it in this way. Yeah, this is the better way to do it. Plus, I think that works better when you're actually pulling a gun from the back. Yeah, that looks better. His wrists are on like a weird, kind of like the cable thing going on, where they go up and down side to side. It's hard to show you that on camera. But they go up. This one's really stiff on this side. But you can see it's just going up and down just barely. And they're both like that. So that was an odd choice, I feel, for them to do it that way. But nonetheless, it works. I am very happy to have a Bishop in my collection, let alone a Bishop that looks pretty good. Even though it's on a buff that I don't really care for. I just think it's all around a nice figure. Okay? Let's look at Omega Red. Now, Omega Red has a new buck entirely. This, I don't know why they didn't just use the same build for Bishop. I think it would have worked perfectly fine. This buck has the butterfly joints. It's the first big man buck with butterfly joints. Look at that. Although, I'm having some trouble getting mine to go back here. There we go. I think it was stuck a little bit. Let's see if I can get this to Move a bit more. Well, there we go. Ooh, that was stiff. You guys hear that? A little stiff. But look at that. This is a big man. And look at the amount of whipping and shoulder movement he's got. You know, that's awesome. This is probably my new favorite buck for big man. His shoulder slots have a tab there at the top, so you can just peg that back in. I love the colors they use for Omega Red. Some people would want a little bit more shading, and I agree. You know, he could use a little bit more shading in the white to kind of flesh out a little bit more. He's very white on the camera, but that's what he's supposed to be. I hear the hair is all yellow, or supposed to be, but mine has speckles of white throughout it, like strands. It's almost like a wash. I'm not sure if mine's meant to be that way, but I do like it. So I can dig it, sucker. I think this is supposed to be white, the little band up there for Omega. But I have to look at my comic books. Teeth look good. The buck is awesome. He's got some nice, whoa, he is stiff. Haven't used him, messed around in a while. He's very stiff. He's got some nice knee joints. I love the little pad on the knee. That looks cool. Apparently I don't move him around that much because he's so stiff, but he's a great buck. I really do like this figure. I think it looks fantastic. And if you're wondering about his tendrils, his carbonite tendrils, I think it's carbonite from what I read in comics when I was a kid. Those do extend, or not so much extend, but pull out, and you can get some the longer ones in, because it comes with 2 other longer ones. No, it doesn't have the ability to be molded and curled and changed and everything like that, but I honestly don't think it's necessary. I think these give you enough. I mean, it would be nice to have that, but I'm not going to complain because I can get enough footage and custom stuff, pictures with these 2, with the combinations of the smaller ones. I think that's fantastic that they included that. So, I mean, this figure is banging. So, yeah, there's that. Let's bring in some other characters for comparison. Okay. And here we go with some Wolverine next to Omega Red. I think that's a nice little spot. So you can kind of wrap up some characters and do some different things with them. Let's take them out. I think this is a nice size difference with Wolverine and Omega Red, because he is a larger character, you know. And I don't agree with the size difference between Cable and Bishop here. I think they should have been about the same size. They're close, but Cable's still a little bit bigger. So whatever. But I'm glad to have the future X-Men, you know, here finally. You know, both of them. But just so you know about that comic book life, here's how much I paid for this comic back in the day. This is back in the 90s. 65 cents for this. Come on, are you kidding me? That's a regular price. And you know what comics are now? That's what I paid. Okay? And look at who we have here. I mean, the only ones we're missing right now for Hasbro to re-release on this page are Iceman, Colossus, Jubilee, and that's it, you know? But there you see the white on his headband. So, yeah, they could have made that white, but I think everything else is pretty spot on, you know? Pretty spot on. So, yeah, Omega Red's the shiznit. And then we have Bishop. So, you guys know I'm a fan, you know? I'm a true fan. I've had this. You see what I paid? You know, and do you know how cool and sweet these covers were back in the day? Can you imagine being like, you know, in junior high, not even junior high then, I was still in grade school, and you're seeing this stuff, and you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. You know, look at that art. And they captured the suit pretty good. He's got that shotgun, actually. Just about. I need to paint it now that I have to see that. And it could have come with the effect. That would have really kind of sold it and really killed it if he had like a lighting effect, but I think I've got one of those effects somewhere to kind of simulate that ability, because I think that would look really cool with him having like some plasma shots. Here's World Breaker. Of course, he's gonna have stuff handy for you. There we go. Oh man, look at that. The sun just hit the back of it for a split second. You guys know what it is. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So these two characters are definitely my favorite single cart releases of this wave. You'll have to see the countdown in my next video when I review the Build-A-Figure and do my favorite to least to favorite review. So that'll be the next video. Thank you for watching. I might even do 2 videos today. We'll see. But thank you for watching. Until next time, peace and chicken grease. 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. So, booyah.